Town of Delaware regular meeting, June 11th, 6:30. Call to order.
Members present, Duncan,
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
And Bain.
Yes. Consideration and action on the consent agenda. Make a motion we move forward with the consent agenda.
I'll second. Duncan,
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Bain.
Fire department, discussion, consideration, and possible action on monthly operations and maintenance and options of fuel card.
On the maintenance and operations, we had, with all the flood water, we had some repair to do, trying to get some people some medicine, to get some people out. The new 6x ain't like the old 6x. They've got a snorkel system on them, but they put the air breather up under the step still. On the old ones, they was up higher in the hood. And it sucked some water up in the air intake, got flooded, called John Boy, a mechanic, he come down and pulled the injectors and got it all flushed out, and it's back up and operational. So, had to put a battery in 87. That's about all for the month, for last month, or this month.
Was that 82 or 85?
85 was the one that sucked the water up. We had a total of 12 runs. 3 water rescues, 4 medicals, 1 storm watch, 1 structure fire, and 3 car wrecks. We did test our tornado siren the week before last, let it run the whole time, so everything went well with that. Go along with the fuel card. Is that the next deal on there?
Yep.
Yeah. On the fuel card, I was able to get one more deal here. It's called Global Fleet MasterCard. There's no information other than what places that they support where you could use the card there. You have to call and set up anything on their fees or anything like that. And the same way with like there was another one I called.
Is it Fuel Man or
Fuel
something like
Man.
that?
That you have to call and set up with their fees. So I don't have no literature on it, just this one here, and it's just a piece of paper with all the places that they use. And I think there's only like 1 or 2 on there for us that's in the town of Delaware. So I'm still hung with that first one, that fleet service. Is that the one we used? Is that the first one I got? That's the one that's supplied all the information, and NOAA is using them and all them, so. And that's the one I would recommend to go with, just because these places here don't want to give you no information until you set up an account with them.
Yeah.
So,
I think most fleet management is done by most government
Yeah, it's
agencies
Finish
and
Line.
entities. Yeah.
Finish Line Fuels and Oil. Excuse me, it's Finish Line, virtual.
Yes, Finish Line.
Yeah, that's the one that said it NOAA's using all of them, so. And they actually had a whole bunch of literature on them, so.
No, I'll pull it out.
So this would allow you access to the pumps and everything after hours of operation,
After hours of operation.
where the rest of them will run into a problem.
Yes, it's the only place that's open in Delaware now after midnight is Love's. And they don't charge unless you have a card, but if we did that, we could still, if their pump had the card deal, you could slide it in there, DNL or Fuller's or wherever, and still get fuel. I don't know if Fuller's is set up with the card deal. I can't remember, I don't think they are. So, we got caught out a couple of times in the grass season last year where we had to go fill up elsewhere. So,
Where do you have to go?
Little ball, and Morris and Bolton Field.
So, are you gonna use it as like a backup or,
It would be as a backup, yes, if we couldn't get regular fuel here where we go. It just gives you more options if they're closed, we can top off, so. Because if you take like an engine, we're in no water, and we're on a structure fire for 2 or 3 hours, and it comes after midnight, by the time you pump for 2 or 3 hours, you're on empty, so.
have their codes on there?
Just that help desk, become a marker, and voice and payments. It doesn't have any.
It's the one that they, as soon as you do that one, they mail you a receipt. We get a receipt, and then they mail you a receipt, and they're familiar with, they'll number your trucks, like 87, 86, and the truck don't have a card. The truck will have a card, and each individual person that's on that fire department will have a number that they have to push in to get the fuel. So you'll be able to track it, who's getting the fuel, and everything like that. So you should get 2 receipts, and if one fails to get lost, then you're gonna get one mailed to you.
Now, are these gonna be kept in the truck, or?
They will be kept in the glove box of the truck that they're assigned to. But you can't use the card unless you know the number. So.
That's not showing any.
Yeah, it would probably be on there after it's all filled out.
Filled out.
Yeah.
Did you get a discount or using the card or anything?
There's not a discount
Okay.
on it, it's just the availability of,
That's what you're after most, is availability. Okay. I know a couple of years ago, that was a problem when we had the wildfires, and it went all night long.
City of Linneball had to buy that farmer's field.
Yeah, I think we raised his tank.
His tank was sitting on the corner and everybody just went to it. It was unlocked, but.
You get gas and you get gas and you get gas.
You get a copy.
He's
You get a copy.
He wasn't mad about it, he was happy, but,
Yeah.
no, it was.
Well, I would make a motion that we go ahead and join this for the basis that you've stated for availability as a backup.
I would go with them just because in fact there's no one to use them. If there's any questions on them, no one, and the sheriff's office uses them. So there's already 2 entities use them, so.
Yeah, so you're making the motion to approve the
Yes.
application?
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Now, once the application's done, do you know how long it'll take to process your,
I'm
get
sure
your
they'll have
trucks
some-
assigned and everything?
I'm sure they'll have, when Kathy does that, they'll have more information on how long
Yeah,
it takes.
okay.
I'm probably looking at at least 3 to 4 weeks probably on
Okay.
getting the cards and getting.
Okay, so Kathy needs this back so she can get,
That's the application.
oh, okay.
It was called, sorry, Finish Line.
Finish line.
We did burn your pile over here. Now, had a little bit of hiccup, but I think it's all well now.
Vote.
Yeah.
Duncan,
Yeah.
Collins?
Yes.
Bain.
Yes.
Okay.
So, sorry. We did burn that, get it cleaned up, so, but he wasn't too impressed with this, but, hey. So,
So with, Hauser buying lemons, that takes that off of our
Yeah.
condemn
Because that's
condemn
pay.
list or whatever.
Yep. Hauser got it at the, well, he didn't actually bid on it at the tax sale. It didn't sell, so he got it after so he will be cleaning that one up. And
You already got the
Ethan
water.
has offered to knock it in for him, but that's all he offered to do.
I think the lots on the corner still belong to Ellison, he has it.
What's his name again?
Ernest.
Ernest.
Ellison. Hauser may be interested in buying the rest of it.
How do you guys go about condemning homes and stuff? This is the part I'm not understanding. Do we have a lawyer that does that?
No, the fire chief has the capability, and the council has the capability of doing it.
Without legal records? I mean, not having a lawyer back us on this deal?
Well, it's in our code of ordinances, it's stating that the fire chief
Has the right.
has the right.
If it's considered
A
unhealthy, a public nuisance, structurally not sound, to the point that it can endanger life or property, and it's got to be declared a nuisance, and they have to.
Which our
and-
code of ordinances
yeah.
is based on the Oklahoma
Do
study.
we have that book where we can take a look at it?
We do at the office, but
Okay.
not.
Because I think there's a few other places that need to be looked at.
And this had been an ongoing issue for a long time. I mean, they've been notified numerous times.
That's the only resident that has ever been
Yeah.
condemned. The others
I just
are
wondered, if
just
we go
falling.
in, we go in and knock the house down and burn it down, and then we get sued over it.
Well, this is, the one that he's got, this is all voluntary. They've signed releases saying, yeah, there's nothing been knocked down without anything being
Without
signed.
anything,
Yes,
okay.
they've signed release of liability on it, yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, no, we have, yeah. Yeah, we
They're not
haven't
gonna
just,
come torch my house at night, I hope.
no, we're not gonna go knock on your door and say, you got 5 minutes, get out.
The condemned
The equipment's ready to,
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
condemned stating that it's just
It's-
not livable, we can't gonna supply utilities to that.
yes, it's unsafe conditions for have it to be.
Before anything's tore down, it has to be released.
Yes, yeah.
Discussion and consideration on mowing and weed eating.
I kind of talked to Kathy this morning, a little bit about the bar ditches that are getting away from us. And the fact that we probably do need somebody to come in and at least do those, and get them where we got free flowing ditches and everything. And during the conversation, she indicated that we're in need of a couple of weed eaters. I guess we've been using theirs, and that's not what we should be doing. So we need to get those replaced. But I suggested to her, just like the brick situation, people that do not have the money to pay their water bill, be a good job for them. I mean, as long as we get a waiver to sign off that, we're not responsible for any accidents or anything, and they have to meet the age and the,
Well,
that
yeah,
they know.
because our water customers are already over the age.
Right. And to me, I'd like to see that happen. We know Denver's got to get a couple of years.
With, as far as the ditches, would one of those push, like a DR trimmer? One of
It
them?
would help tremendously in a lot of places.
Because I know a lot of that grass,
Especially up
it'll take
around
this,
the ponds and
Right.
stuff. You can't.
takes that string right
You
away from
can't
you.
hardly,
Right.
those ponds are really hard to weed eat, really hard to weed eat.
I know they make those DR trimmers in different, we wouldn't need it to knock down a 3-inch tree or anything, but I would suggest we get online and look at a weed eater, which we could get one of those from Napa in town.
They no longer sell them.
They don't.
No,
Does
they
the
used to
ranch
sell the
supply?
Echo. Yeah, Orscheln's and Ranch Supply do.
But I would recommend looking into one of them DR trimmers. I know that Walmart and Lowe's probably have one of those push ones, but that you put regular weed eater string on, but I think one of the DR trimmers that has more of a blade on it would come in more
Oh, yeah.
handy than a weed eater
And
would.
really, I don't think a weed eater would get some of these ditches in the condition they are right now.
No, the last time I did it, I used my weed eater and it worked me to death. Like it's, it seriously worked me
After
to
these
death.
recent rains, yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
continuing to grow. We've mowed our yard 3 times in 1 week, so, yeah.
So not spray them.
We can spray certain areas and we have before.
They get knocked down first, so.
Well,
Yeah,
that and when,
yeah.
with all of the rain,
Kill it, and then you can go in and weed eat it.
Usually, I've got, and I was gonna use my spray. The last time we brought Ethan's four-wheeler with his tank on it, and we went around and sprayed and got it all.
I mean, we need to leave some grass in the ditches because it helps with water control.
Yeah, their erosion
You know.
is what gets us if we kill it all.
They actually have stuff that the state uses that slows the dormancy of the grass down. You might look into getting something like that, and spray it with. So that way it's not killing the plumb out, but it's slowing it down.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be good.
So the last stuff we had was supposed to be
Yeah.
like that, but it was
Shorter.
yeah, it wiped it out.
I make a motion, we go ahead and purchase at least one weed eater. Not to go over
Just don't get.
$300 or whatever. I
Let's
mean,
get a good one.
and then look into the different versions of one of those walk-behind push trimmers.
Let's do the motion for the purchase first, and then, because are we gonna purchase
Yeah.
the walk behind?
I would get some prices first, but go ahead with the motion to purchase a weed eater.
Duncan made the motion.
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Duncan,
Yes.
Collins?
Yes.
Bainey.
Yes.
And then make a motion to look into the DR trimmer. To see what we can agree upon for it.
I'll second that one too.
Duncan, Collins,
Yes, sorry.
Yes.
Bainey.
Yes.
I went a little fast.
And as far as mowing and weed eating, I mean, you can't take a chance on them tearing up a weed eater, you know, because they're pissed off because they got to mow to pay their water bill, but, I mean, if somebody was with them, I mean, because there are a lot of lots that need cleaned up in the town.
Well, at this time, would it be better to have somebody actually do it for us until we get this rolling with the water bill thing?
We can only, no, we can't go on the personal lots until we have
Their
the right of
permission to
entry.
do that.
Yeah.
But
We have to
the
have right of
roadways
entry
and
first.
corners, right-of-ways and corners we can do. Supply
When you
your
start
own
taking
gas.
the right of ways, the right of way goes from the middle of the road.
Yeah, I mean, the ditches are people's property.
Right.
They're not the city's property. They are the
Property.
landowner's property. We just have utility right-of-way
Right.
through them. So they're not actually our ditches to maintain.
It's actually the county's, their problem. I say, I deal with it all the time, I know.
So,
They mow ours all the time.
yeah, that's why you don't just go around taking care of every
Yeah.
ditch in town, you know, the grass, because if you did that, well, then you'd be mowing their yards too before it. I don't start it. But I'm just, you know, people don't realize that the ditch is their property to maintain. It's not the city's property to maintain.
Well, everybody up and down on 169, they don't know that, apparently.
Well, right. Usually when you have community service workers and you're trying to find something to do, you send them out to, weed eat anything inside that they can do, and most people won't complain, but
Yeah.
just by,
It was
Still have an
general rule.
option of getting anybody through Cherokee Nation or anything?
I called the phone number and left the message
Yeah.
for the work, but I haven't gotten anything back yet. But they just had the big election, so.
Yeah. That could be. Is Big Lane started sending out?
No, Chuck Hoskins.
It's not over.
Oh, it's not over.
Well,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on, but something's going on.
I don't know, I'm just white. Be nice if we could get somebody there.
I say, should we go ahead and get somebody to start looking at applications or something so we can get it under control?
Is there any, I'm trying to think if there's any,
So are you wanting to pay somebody to clean all the ditches in town?
Yeah, until we get it under control, I mean, we need to be able to keep it decent.
I think you need to look into forcing to make the people take care of their problem.
Well, and then you get back to where it falls back under the county, not from the ditch.
Well, if we can get them,
Because we go through it all the time up there, that's how I know all about that part. So it's just easier if we was able to get somebody to mow the ball field and all around the water tower and all that stuff, and in the ditches.
well, I mow the ball field, and Ethan mows the water plant.
a part-time person for 8 to 10 hours at,
Don't.
no monetary on it at this time.
See your pool first.
Duncan made the motion. Is there a
Yes.
second? I'll second.
Duncan? Yes. Collins?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
And I would go ahead and make sure you get your sign up for your hours.
And please, Kathy, just to start, just walking out. I mean, I know that that's hard to do, but
That's easy to say, isn't it?
says somebody that gets to work. Yeah.
Discussion, consideration on possible action on cleaning bricks.
Okay, I had a gentleman approach me, yeah, it's never ending. He wants to know if he can clean the bricks on a 2 pallet to 1 pallet status. We get 2 pallets, he takes the 1. Or 10 cents a brick, if, you know. I know.
Are we gonna have enough bricks to build a new?
Well.
The intention
if
wasn't to
we-
make it a total brick building,
Right,
just a,
Exactly, just a facade.
Right. But if we wanted to, he would be willing to clean the bricks. We need to get a air compressor and an air chisel for someone to be able to do it. We don't have, I mean, the only portable air compressor that the only air compressor we have is the big one at the fire station. Well, you can't drag a hose all the way across the road. We just need a little pancake air compressor or something like that. But I told him, you know, he wanted to ask, so I told him I
is
was
this the same one that's been cleaned up, or no?
having, yes. Or he said, you know, he would do them for 10 cents a brick. I don't.
What was we offering?
I'm about to say, that's a lot
10
more
cents a
than I
brick?
used to get paid.
Yeah.
I say LD used to pay you 5 cents a
I
brick.
think that if you're looking into somebody to,
No weed. Yeah. They can do that part-time too.
What was we paying him for a brick? 10 cents a brick?
But you'd have to have your hours.
but that
though.
was applied to the water bill. That wasn't outright
Right.
cash.
We still have to entertain whether it's gonna be by hand or whether it's gonna be by compressor.
Well, I mean, You'd have to get a little pancake and a
You'd have
chisel.
to do it by compressor because, I mean, somebody could take 10 hours to clean one
Yeah.
brick if they
Yeah.
so choose.
Okay, so let's just try to roll it all into one. And
So, let's just say no action on that because you would do a description on the other hiring and include any type of.
included both items in one.
Can we up the hours on the other though, since we need to change that, since you're gonna try to do the brick cleaning too?
Well,
Because 8 hours is just gonna be, probably just straight mowing. And weed eating.
Well, I mean, you could probably do up to 24 hours in a week.
And realize that this is just seasonal.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be days you can't weed eat.
Right.
But, I mean,
But you might be able to clean the brick.
Right.
it's up to you.
Well, let's just make it 20 hours.
You're gonna have to rescind your first motion because you motioned and seconded and voted.
you want me to
That was rescinded. Redo it.
make a motion to rescind 5 from 8 hours?
You wanna increase
Increase
it
it.
from 8 to 10
I
to,
I would say 20 to 24, not to exceed 24 hours a week. And then I make a motion to,
wait, I need a second on that. That was a
Second.
motion. Duncan,
yes,
Collins,
Yes.
Baney.
Yes.
Okay.
I make a motion that while you're getting a weed eater, to get a small pancake compressor not to exceed,
I think they average around 250, somewhere there, pretty small.
Yeah, I've seen them for $100.
I was gonna say,
Not to,
because you're not, I mean,
Over 200, right?
Yeah, I'm about to say, a decent one that you won't be able to use constantly. 'Cause it's gonna take a lot of usage.
compressor and an air chisel.
yeah,
And air moves.
That's my important question.
I'm about to say, I don't know if we forget it or stay able to get it or not, but I think I mentioned it.
I know my way around it. Not to exceed, you're gonna,
I'd say not to exceed 250. And that it, remain at City Hall.
Duncan made the motion, is there a second?
Second.
Duncan,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes. Emergency Management Director Lori Summers, progress report. She is not here. Discussion, consideration, and possible action of any old business, the TSET grant progress report.
I received a message from Daniel McVeigh. They will be here in the morning to start the backstop. Yeah, so that's, backstop will begin in the morning. And then Rick Brooks is going to come and do the cement pad just as soon as, it's really, really wet down there. And if they was to bring a truck in down there now, it would really tear it up
That's the concrete for the.
at the basketball court. He said if we wanted to pay to get one of those little haulers to, haul the truck it back and forth in that motorized thing, but, I mean,
It's eventually gonna dry up.
yeah, it's grant money, we
Not
don't
next
wanna,
week. I know.
we don't wanna waste it. But, so after those two projects are done,
Then we'll look at the
we
playground.
need to look at the playground equipment and the walking track. So, but in our grant Now, we can get an extension, but the grant is up in November, like the end of November. We should be well within our time frame to be able to close it out on time.
Discussion, consideration of any new business? Citizens time. The Delaware Youth Committee will be opening their concession stand / fireworks stand Saturday, June 15th at 5 o'clock? 4:30. Concession stand will have snow cones, cheeseburger baskets, pretty much anything. Be sure and ask Mary Duncan for that bacon cheeseburger. And that will go through our 4th of July celebrations. So snow cones are always 50 cents. So be sure and come up and visit us.
That's this coming Saturday,
Yes.
Saturday the 15th.
Yes.
Okay.
We will need to visit whether we're going to open on Father's Day.
Any other citizens time?
Well, I'm gonna report on the fire department dinner.
Yeah,
I've
thank
never
you.
seen anything like that in all my life. We took more meat than we ever have. I've never seen people from that many different places that all at one time. We sold out like 1250. We prepared for 225, and when we ran out of baked beans and corn on the cob, we started feeding them this meat and hot rolls so they could make slider sandwiches or whatever they wanted to do. And then the auction turned out great. I mean, everybody, I can't thank them enough for coming. A lot of support. And everything just went so smoothly, and I couldn't believe how smoothly it went.
It was delicious.
Thank you.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Duncan?
If we don't do.
Yes. Collins?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
I won't commit an act of murder if that fly doesn't leave us alone.
Well, there was a gnat.
It had a gnat.
Yeah.
There's a fly that's been here.
Town of Delaware PWA meeting, call to order, roll call, and establishment of quorum. Duncan? Yes. Collins?
Yes.
Bain?
Yes.
Consideration of consent agenda. Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I second.
Duncan? Yes. Collins?
Yes.
Bain?
Yes.
Apart from water sewer department, maintenance and operations.
Well, Ethan isn't here because he's down at the river. During the flood has caused our new pump that we installed on Good Friday to go bad. It wiped it out. It's sucking mud. It's still underwater. Him and Kenny are down there now, and he's been down there all day, but he went back to get some more parts, and we had as soon as we replaced that one, I ordered another one to have on hand. Thank God we did, because that's the one they're installing. I don't know
How long will it last?
if it's completely trashed, but I think it is. Yeah, so they're working on it now to get it installed, so we will hopefully be able to pump raw water up for treatment. Otherwise, we might be looking at, trying to conserve, which hopefully that's not the case, but
When do you think as soon as they would know?
I can call them and see what how they're doing, but they,
No bother.
hopefully within an hour or so. as
So
long
I
as-
wouldn't figure they'd be down there past dark, so
Yeah.
figure with none.
I mean, they're definitely gonna work on it as long as they can to make sure that we have the supply we need, but
Is the other one repairable, or
don't know yet.
the other one that you replaced on Good Friday?
Oh, no, it was locked up. It had been in service for probably 4 years. And the one when we replaced one, we order another one to have on stock, on hand, just in case. Because we actually have 2 lines down, only one, we're only using one. So,
Well, and the water stayed up higher this time than I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
You know, they're
Yeah.
still not letting a lot of water out of the dam and everything.
so we will be having to order another.
As I say, what's the
pump.
lead time on another pump?
Well, unless, I mean, we can go to Oklahoma City and pick one up, you know, but it's usually 4 or 5 days. So, I mean, it's good, we have the one to get us going and keep us operational, but we are gonna have to order a backup.
Consideration and possible action on any old business. Progress report on wastewater project, pay requests, or any unfinished business.
We are still at a standstill. OWRB has to come down and do the final inspection and report, and they've just not been able to get down here yet. And it will be done through, Dwayne is the one that they organize it through, so he'll let me know just as soon as.
Now, the little sinkholes that opened up, was that on?
That was on the line replacement. We went, fixed it. I don't even remember what day it was. I could look on my phone because I took pictures, but the flood, you know, all that rain, not the flood, but the rain caused it to cave in, but I don't.
Was there any other areas or just that one?
Just that one, with those huge voids. I mean, it was 14 feet deep when that line that was replaced there, so, I mean, it's really not surprising with all that water that it caved in, but it's held up so far. We used rock on hand at the water plant to fix it, so.
Discussion, consideration of any new business.
None that I know of, but Ethan may have something, I mean, other than purchasing another pump.
Any citizens come? I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Say it. Say it.
Duncan? Yes.
Collins? Yes. Bainey?